So today I'm going to show you how to make paper beads. I have a few samples here that I made earlier. So to start with, we're going to use a page from an old magazine. Now when you select it, obviously you're looking for particular colours that you like. So having selected my page, I then know that this is the side I want to show. So I'm going to draw my template on the opposite side. So here I've got two examples of a template. One is just a long rectangle, one is a long triangle. So I'm choosing the template I want, putting it onto the opposite side to the one I want to show, and just drawing around it. So now I've got my triangle ready to cut out. So if you find that your template is slightly longer than the page you're working with, just trim the bottom of the template. Right, so here's my triangle. Now I've got a very narrow knitting needle here to roll it around. Doesn't have to be a knitting needle, can be a cocktail stick, just something that will allow you to leave a hole to thread through. So starting at the wide end, I'm rolling it up. Now to start with, it's always a bit tricky to get the first bit in, but don't worry, it will come. Now I start rolling it up along the table, but then when I've got it so far, I do it like this. You want to keep your paper rolling nice and tight. So I'm going to, sometimes it decides to unravel itself. So you just have to start again. Happens to the best of us. So when you've got it rolled up nice and tightly round the knitting needle or barbecue skewer, roll it until you get quite near the end, and then using your glue stick, just apply a good amount of glue along the last part and then continue to roll it. Now you might find if you're using thicker paper, you might need to just put a spot of PVA on. So there's your bead made using the triangle template. Now, if I want to use if I want to have a different shaped bead, I'll use this template. Same principle again, but the difference being that you will end up with a different shaped bead. So I'm just going to draw along this edge because the other edge is at the edge of the paper. Cut it again. Remembering, as I said previously, which side you want to show. Same again, roll it up around your needle, stick, etc. Keeping it nice and tight. You'll find that whatever the article or picture that you were using, that will now pretty much disappear, but you'll be left with some lovely colours, maybe little hints of images, sometimes a bit of text. So again, I've rolled it up so far, and I'm now just applying some of my glue stick to the end part. Now I can see that this will leave me with a little bit of text, which is quite nice. Right, so if I put the other bead back on the needle, you can see the difference. The triangle template gives you a nice barrel shape. The rectangle gives you a tube. So whichever you decide you like, once you have amassed enough, you can then assemble it into a necklace. Now this one, I've just added some silver beads in between the spaces, but of course you can choose what you would like to use. If you want your paper beads to have a longer life, you can varnish them. Just something like diluted PVA or some clear varnish will just help them to give a longer life. So there we are. That's how to turn an old magazine into something of beauty. So enjoy. I'll be running a workshop on how to make paper beads during the September festival on Wednesday the 17th of September from 2:30 to 5 in St Ives Library. Cost is £15 per person, which includes materials.